Christmas edition of the Ring a Bear video series! Hey all, I'm Santa's little Christmas chain fairy, and I'm here to deliver an important message from the big man. He says you gotta check your chain, because every year he's getting inundated with new chains and he can't keep up, and the elves are working around the clock. So if you listen to my step-by-step guide on how to keep your chain healthy, then you'll be doing the big man a big favor. How are you going to keep your chain healthy? Keep an eye on its length, how dirty it gets, and the type of gear ratio you choose. We'll go through those three things. So this is how we're going to measure our chain. We can use a chain checker tool, or we can use a measuring ruler. I'm going to use a crappy plastic one, but use a steel ruler that you got when you were back in school. It's perfect. So with the chain checker, it's easy. We're just going to pop one section into the chain link, and then if the other section fits through, it means you need a new chain. Whether it goes through on a 0.75, which means your chain has extended its length by 0.75%, that means you definitely need a new chain. If it goes through at 1%, so your chain has lengthened its length by more than 1%, it means the whole thing has gone AWOL. You need a new chain and you need a new cassette at the back. Then with the length of the chain, just to give a bit of a reasoning behind it, each link should be 1 inch. I'm going to stay with inches because Santa hasn't gone to metric just yet. So if we look at 8 links, should go from the pin in the first link to the pin in the 8th link should measure exactly 8 inches. If the pin has extended by even a 1/16th of an inch, that is enough to change your chain. If it's gone any more than that, look at changing the chain and the cassette. The reason we want to change the cassette if the chain has lengthened too much is because a lengthened chain will quickly make a mess of your cassette, and there's no point in changing one and not the other. Secondly, cleanliness. Obviously if your chain gets grimy, it's going to wear down quicker. We know that from elf school. So I think this is a good product. Santa would much prefer if this was on your list this Christmas rather than a new chain. It's a chain cleaner. All we do is put a bit of cleaner inside. I'm not going to do the full job today. Blah 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 blah. The cleaner goes under here. Down comes this, and we simply pedal. Okay. And lastly, your choice of gears. You can quickly wear the chain out by picking the wrong gear ratio. So if, for example, you're using the big ring in the front and also the bigger ring at the back, can you see how that chain is not going straight back? It's having to go off at an angle to reach the back ring. So this will be inefficient, and it's also going to stretch that chain because it's on its most lengthened wheels, you see? So if we're in the big ring at the front, we want to be at least halfway down the back, okay? And the same it goes for if you're in the smaller ring in the front, you should really be maybe halfway and upwards at the back. And this is to do with keeping that chain as straight as you can, and also find your rhythm. Your cadence, again, is another topic. If you have a cadence meter, it'll tell you 90 to 100 is a nice area to stay in. So if you hit a hill and your cadence drops down to 70, alter your gears to try to bring it up maybe closer to 80. A hill is an exception, but if you're on a flat piece of road and you hit the headwind and your cadence drops down to 50 or 60, change your gears, bring it up to 90, and that's a nice little tip for sportives for next year. So happy Christmas everyone, and hope you get everything you asked for. Next month we're going to get fit and strong with some simple strengthening exercises for cyclists. Hey all, so I'm Santa's little fairy chain fairy. I'll get it though, I actually have it.